Okay, it's time to make the baseball cap. So leave a long tail because we need it to finish the cap off. So leave a long tail and then pop your slip knot on your hook. I think I've moved the camera again. Let me just move that. There we go. Okay, so we are going to chain 15. Chain 15 and then meet me back here. When you have your 15 chains, do what we did before for the pants and slip stitch into the first chain to form a ring. Just don't mistake your long tail for your working yarn. There we go. Okay, so we are now going to chain 1. And then we're going to do a half double crochet in that same chain that we just joined into. So half double crochet into there, pull my knot in tightly, there we go. So once we've got that half double crochet in our first, in that stitch where we joined, we are going to do a half double crochet invisible decrease. Now you might think, what are we decreasing? We haven't done anything yet. So it's a bit like doing a half double crochet 2 together, but it makes it look different from how that would look. Okay, so that's what we're doing. So first of all, let's do the invisible half double crochet decrease. So what we're going to do is yarn over and then go into the front loop of the first chain. Okay, and then we are going to go into the next front loop. So just twist your hook down, go into the next front loop of the chain. You've got 4 loops on the hook now. Then we're going to yarn over and go through the first 2 loops. Okay, so you've got 3 loops on your hook now. Then yarn over and go through the last 3 loops. And that's your invisible half double crochet decrease. So like I said, a little bit like a half double crochet 2 together, but not quite the same look at the end. Okay, so I will show you how to do that again in a moment. We're going to do a half double crochet in the next chain. So it might be a bit tricky to identify the next chain having gone into just that front loop, but find your next whole chain and then do a half double crochet into that chain. Okay, and then we're going to do another of the invisible half double crochet decrease. I'm trying to get those words out correctly. So yarn over, go into just that first loop of the half double of the chain, sorry, that front loop or bottom loop, whatever you want to call it. Go into there and then go straight into the next one. So twist your hook down, go into that next front loop. So you've now got 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Do them one by one if you need to, especially if you have difficulty with those with the yarn. So then you've got 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. Okay, so we're then going to do a half double crochet in the next chain. And then another invisible decrease. So yarn over into that front loop or bottom loop and then twist your hook, go into that next loop, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 3. Okay, so you're going to do this all the way around. Do a regular half double crochet in the next chain, then do a decrease all the way around, and you'll finish with a decrease in the last for the last 2 chains. Okay, so I'll see you when I've finished this. So your next stitch is going to be a regular half double crochet and then a decrease and then a half double and finishing with a decrease. Okay, so if you want to check that you've got the right amount of stitches, then you should have 10 stitches. Remember, you've got a chain 1 at the start, so don't count that, but you should have 10 stitches if you want to just double check. Okay, so now we're going to do a slip stitch to the first half double crochet. So again, if you can't quite tell which is the chain and which is a stitch, then just count back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and do a slip stitch in that first double crochet, half double crochet even. There we go. Okay, so at the moment this actually looks a bit like a headband. You could use this as a little headband. Look, how cool is that? Look, I've just added to Leah's pattern. This could be a little sports headband if you fastened it off now, or some kind of ear warmer style. So there you go. You can literally modify these patterns to suit you. Be creative, be creative. So we're not having this as a headband or ear warmer. We are making this into a cap. So we are going to now chain 1, and then we're going to do that decrease over this same stitch that we're on and the next stitch. Okay, so remember, it's yarn over, go into the front loop of that stitch. Oops, I nearly yarned over again. Twist your hook down and then back up through the next front loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 3. So it will be a bit easier on this round that you're not going through chains. Okay, so you've done that, and then you're going to do that 4 more times. So that'll be 5 times altogether, so you're reducing 10 stitches down to 5. Okay, so I will see you when you've finished. Okay, now I've just turned mine inside out, or outside to the outside. It was like this, I've just turned it the other way and pulled my tail through. So I've now got the front side or right side of the stitches facing outwards. If you prefer the other side, you could leave that side facing. It's entirely up to you. So now we're just going to slip stitch to the first stitch. So slip stitch to that first stitch that you made, and then fasten off, leaving about a 6-inch tail. So fasten off, leaving tail, and this is what we have so far. So almost there, we have a little hole at the top. So what we're going to do is weave this tail, this 6-inch tail, we're going to weave that through the stitches and cinch it closed tightly. So if you've ever seen, we've made a ball, and I'm trying to think what else we made. We made the gnome. This is how we finish the very top after doing our decreases. We weave in and out under these stitches. Okay, so in and then out, working around, and once you've gone under every stitch, like so, you pull that tight and that closes that top gap. Okay, and then you just need to sew this tail in. So I'm going to put mine through to the inside, and then because we won't see this knot, I'm going to knot it. So just find a stitch to go under, and then just make a little knot there, and then just sew this end in, and then we will use this long tail and we'll make the bill or the beak of the cap, the bit that comes out like a sun visor. Okay, so sew this end in and then get ready to work with this. Okay, so there we go. So you could use this, now this is me saying use your creativity, you could use this as a simple little hat, so like a little sun hat or something, and pop it on your person like so. It doesn't have to be a baseball cap, it can just be a little hat, just like so. Okay, obviously you wouldn't have this tail, sew that in and just have a little hat. There you go. You could put some little picos around it and make it more of a little girly sun hat or something. You could literally do what you like. Or if you want this to be a winter hat, you could put a little bobble on the end. This is for a baseball sports playset, but as I said, some of you might only want the people, and in that case you could just change it up however. You could make this into any kind of hat you like, but we're going to make it into a sports baseball cap. So what we're going to do is, I've got this the right side out, I think so. Okay, so insert your hook into the nearest stitch to your beginning tail. Okay, go into the nearest stitch, and then using this long tail, pull through a loop, ready to start. Okay, and then going to chain 1 and then do a single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, single crochet in that next stitch. Oops, that's only one piece. Let me try that again. So single crochet in that stitch. There we go. And then a half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1 and 2, and then a single crochet in the next stitch. And that is it. We are going to do, I'm going to do a slip stitch in this next stitch just to bring this stitch inwards to the cap. Slip stitch there and draw that yarn through, and this little bit of shaping gives you that bill or beak of the cap, that bit there. So then you just want to weave this tail in the inside and you're done. So I'm going to do this and then I'll come back and show you it on our little person. So here's my little guy with his cap on. You can see this little peaky bill part of the cap. How cool is that? Talking of cool, I don't know if it's cool to wear the cap this way. Is it still cool to wear a cap backwards? I don't know. I'm too old to know about cool, but there we go. Whichever way suits. So this is the front, giving the look of a shirt, or there's the back with this style top. Okay, so you could have this however you like. This top is reversible, depending, unless you've got a number on there maybe. So that is, let me turn it the way it's intended to be with the shirt front. So this is one excuse me, if you want this to be a permanent feature and you don't want the clothes to be removable, you could just put a little stitch through the top of this hat and make it so that it stays on the head more securely, rather than, it does fall off quite easily, but up to you. So I've shown you how to make the trousers or pants. I've shown you how to make the shirt. There is in the pattern, in the written pattern, there's instructions on how to make a shorter pair of pants and how to make a sleeveless shirt. So do have a look at the pattern for those. There is a link in that description below to the Facebook group where you can find the written pattern and you can find how to make that sleeveless shirt and how to make some short pants. And there are also 2 patterns there for dresses. So I'm going to show you how to make one of the dresses and then you can have a look at the pattern for the other. So we will have covered all variations of clothes there. You'll have had long pants, short pants, sleeved shirt, sleeveless shirt, cap and dresses. So let's move on and make a dress. Okay, so making the dress. Now there are two dress patterns in the written pattern. I'm going to show you how to make the flower sundress because I really like it. The other one's great too, but I particularly like this one. So we are going to start by chaining 6. Okay, so chain 6. And then we're going to do a single crochet in the second chain from the hook. Single crochet. And a single crochet in each of the next 4. So you will have 5 single crochets all together. Okie dokie. There we go. Then we're going to turn our work around and we are going to chain 1 and then single crochet in that same stitch and in each of the following 4 stitches. Single crochet. So you will have another 5 single crochets. So far, so good. Remember, this last one likes to kind of lean over to the front of your work, so just find those 2 loops, and there we go, 2 rows of 5 single crochet. And then we are going to turn our work around and chain 1, single crochet in the same stitch, and single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So again, a row of 5 single crochets. Like so. And then at the end of this row, we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then turn your work around. Okay, so with our 5 chains, we are going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. And single crochet into each of the next 3 chains as well. Making 4 single crochets along this part, 4 extra single crochets to what we already have. Okay, so then we are going to do a single crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. Three, 4, and 5. So that makes 9 stitches along there now. And then we are going to make the other side for the strap. So we are going to find the right part of the pattern. Okay, we are going to chain 5. So start this other side in the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we are going to turn our work and do a single crochet in the second chain from the hook and then into each of the next 3 chains. So this side will have an extra 4 stitches as well. Okay, so it's 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so that's our extra 4 stitches there, and then we're going to do a single crochet into each of the next 9 stitches, so these 5 along here and then running up to the 4 here. Okay, so a single crochet in each of the remaining 9 stitches. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Go under all of that stitch. There we go. Okay, so we now have 13 stitches along here in total. Okay, take a stitch marker, a safety pin or a piece of yarn and pop that in the very last stitch of the row, and then we are going to turn our work around and start to work on the skirt. So we are going to chain 3, which counts as the first double crochet, and then make 2 more double crochet in that same stitch. Just ignore that stitch marker and make 2 more double crochet in that same stitch. Okay, and then 2 double crochet in each stitch along. So you will have 27 double crochets at the end of this row. Okay, keep working along, 2 double crochet into each stitch, and you will have 27 at the end of this row. Okay, there we go. So we have the bodice part, and then we have the skirt part. So now we're going to make the petal part to make this a flower. This is upside down. We're going to make the petal part. So I'm going to change colour for the petals. You can do this all in one colour if you wish, but I'm going to change colour. So all I'm going to do for that is fasten this off and then join my new colour in that same stitch. Okay, I'm not going to do any fancy colour change. I'm just going to do the new colour in that stitch. Okay, so I will see you when I've done that. Okie dokie. Now, I don't know if I said to you when we was doing these chain 5s, I don't know if I said to you, and that's our straps. If I did, I made a bit of a mistake. I may have just thought it because it seemed logical that this was the top part, like the bodice of the dress, and we had these chain 5s coming up, and I thought that was the straps. How wrong was I? I wasn't looking at the pictures in the pattern, and if I was, I would have known. But this is just, if I didn't tell you that, then you wouldn't have known. Maybe I just thought it, who knows. But just to show you how patterns, you think they're going in one direction and then they change and they work up quite differently to how you think they're going to. So we will put some straps on this dress when we're finished. But for now, we are making so turn it up this way. This is the bodice part, and then this is the top part of the skirt. Okay, so there will be some straps coming up here, and that was not these chain 5s, obviously. So patterns can work in mysterious ways. We sometimes just have to wait and see what's to come. So I've joined my new yarn, all that said, so let's get on with the petals. So I've joined my new yarn in that last stitch, because that's, if you're using the same colour, that's where you'll continue. So what you'll do is, whether you're using a new colour or the same colour, you're going to turn your work around, okay, because we're going to work back along here. So you continue in the same colour if you wish, or if you have a new colour, then just have that ready to start with. So I'm just going to pull through a loop to get me started. Okay, we are going to, let me just check the pattern. Okay, we're going to chain 5. And then we are going to slip stitch into the second chain from the hook, slip stitch. Okay. And then we're going to do a single crochet in the next chain, and then a half double crochet in the next, and then a double crochet in the next chain. So we're making those petals which make the skirt part of the dress. Okay, so then we are going to skip 2 stitches. When we are skipping, we're going to count this first stitch that we've worked into. So we skip 1 stitch and we skip the second stitch, and then we go into the 3rd stitch along with a slip stitch. Okay, so The first stitch we did the chain from, the second stitch we're skipping, and then slip stitch into that third double crochet. Okay, so then again we're going to chain 5, and you're going to slip stitch in the second chain from the hook, and then single crochet in the next, half double crochet in the next, and double crochet in the last one. Okay, and now we're going to skip 2 stitches, so we're going to go from the next stitch this time. So 1, 2, and then slip stitch in the third. And then we're going to repeat the petal again. See these petals? So we're going to repeat that again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains, slip stitch in the second, then a single crochet through working our stitches from small to taller. So slip stitch, single crochet, half double crochet in the next, and a double crochet in the last. Skip 2 stitches and slip stitch in the next. And you're going to continue this all the way around, and on the last petal you will do your slip stitch in the top of this chain 3. Okay, slip stitch in the top of the chain 3, and you should have 9 petals by the end of this round, this row. So here are my petals which form the skirt. Cute, 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 cute. So we are now going to make the straps for it. It's not going to be a strapless dress. So this is it the right way up, and you can see how it will form the dress once it's joined together. So we're going to make some shoulder straps now. So you can use coordinating yarn if you've used different colour yarn for the petals, but I'm going to use the same colour as I used for the main part of the dress. So this stitch that we marked here, we are going to, this was a single crochet, we are going to join our yarn in that stitch. Okay, so I'm going to take that marker out and join my yarn in this stitch. So use my very technical method of tying it. Okay, so when you have your yarn joined, we are going to chain 4. Okay, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to come up to the top and we're going to do single crochets along these 5 stitches. Now this is the bottom of the stitches, so they will be different to work into than the top of a stitch. So just work into the bottom of those. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we are going to chain 4 and we're going to join to this side of the bodice. Okay, so make the strap. So chain 4 and slip stitch to the side of this last stitch on this row here, like so. Just have a check, make sure they're even, that one side of chains isn't making it smaller than the other. This tail here is getting in the way. But just have a look, make sure they're pretty even, and if they're not quite even, then try and change this chain to make it match. Mine's slightly bigger this side than this side, I think, but it's not too bad. But just even it up if you need to. Then fasten off and leave a tail for sewing. And that essentially is your dress. We're just going to have to do some sewing up and finish it off. Okay, now it will be easier. Remember, this part here is your part for sewing your dress together. So remember that piece there, But then it will be easier if you sew in all these tails before you sew the dress up. Okay, so remember the one that you're using for sewing, and then all the other shorter tails, sew these in, and then we'll sew the sew it up, and I'll show you where to sew. So let's go ahead and weave in all these other tails, and then we will do the sewing up. Okay, and we're only going to be sewing on this yellow part. Okay, so weave your other tails in sort of through here, through the middle of the bodice. Okay, and then I'll see you back to show you how to finish up making it into a dress. Okay, when you have all your ends sewn in, it's time to sew up the dress, and we're only going to be sewing this little part here. So the row of double crochet is pretty much all you're going to be sewing. Well, this single crochet row as well, actually. So it's going to join like so. Okay, these two ends coming in together. So just going to take this across to the other side, and oops, sorry there, hitting the camera. Okay, and I'm just going to come across and just do a sort of whip stitch, and just join these two sides together, just on the yellow part, leaving the petals nice and free. So just whip stitching this together, or you can do it however you feel is best. Okay, just whatever's best for you. Sew these two sides, and then when you finish, just fasten off and then weave in that last end, and that is it. That is your dress made. So I'm going to finish this part off. You can see there's a tiny gap there, so I'm going to whip stitch back along, and then I will fasten off and sew in my end, and then I'll show you the finished result. Here we go, sewn up. There's our straps, and there's our petals. So pretty, so pretty. So I'm going to take these clothes off because I only have one person. I need to finish the other person off, so I'm going to pop that over there, pop the arms in, and oh my goodness, how cute is that? Oh, cute. Oh my goodness me. Now, remember I said if you didn't have this bill or peak part of the cap, it would be like a little summer hat. Well, I'm going to turn it backwards to have it as a little summer hat. Now imagine that hat in one of these colours. Oh my goodness, how cute is that? I love it, love it, love it. So there we are at the back. This is just so gorgeous, so gorgeous. I'm in love with it. So obviously she could have a baseball cap on too. One of the spectators on a sunny day in her pretty summer flower dress. Oh my goodness, how cute is that? You could block these petals, or you could leave them to just sort of turn up as they wish. So there we go. Oh my gosh, so cute, so cute. So that is our clothes for our people. We have the dress. There is another, as I said, there is another dress pattern in the written file for this. So we have the flower dress, there's a second dress. We have the shirt, which can also be this way around with its little short sleeves. So you can have it this way around, or you can have it this way. And remember, you can do the stitching around it. You could put a number on the back or something. You could put a button here and make it more of a feature. We have the long pants, or trousers. And in the pattern file, there is there's a sleeveless top, and there are short pants as well. So shorts as we know them here in the UK. So, and we have a cap as well, the little cap. So let me zoom in and get a good view of this. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Tell you what to do. There we go. Oops, too far. There we go. There we go. So, how cute is this? Gorgeous. Gorgeous. So, if you're making this for the actual baseball or sports playset, you will probably want to make several of the people, which we had in the previous video. If you want them to be the players and the spectators, you know, make a bunch of ones in shorts and trousers, ones in pants and ones in dresses, some hats, and change it up as much as you feel. There is also, I believe, in the group, in the Facebook group, there's Charlotte made a skirt, so I think she's put the how-to of that in the group with the file. So go and have a look at that as well, and make up some of your own designs. You can tweak these as much as you like, and let your creativity flow. And remember, this could be a little waistcoat as well. If you didn't stitch it up, it could just be a little jacket as well. So versatile and so cool. I love them. So all that said, I'm going to stop saying about how cute and brilliant they are, even though they are. I'm going to stop saying all that, and I'm going to say that if you found this tutorial useful and helpful, and you enjoyed crocheting along with me today, then please be sure to click that like button, give us a thumbs up. You know how much it's appreciated, not just for me for doing the video, but for Leah having created the pattern. It's always lovely to just have that little bit of feedback. And if there's any comments or questions, then please leave them at the bottom of the page in the comment section, or in our Facebook group Beyond the Cow. All the links are below. If you missed the tutorial for the person, the doll, then there is a link in that description below to the playlist for this playset. So go have a look at that playlist, find the video for the doll, and then you can put your clothes on your little doll. So all that said, it's just time to say, just keep hooking and don't let your tea get cold. See you next time.